Guys, gals, non-binary pals, we have another special one today. These Saturn special releases just keep coming. We just had Tomb Raider Unfinished Business, the fan port of the PC expansion pack released, which I did a video on. Now we have the Ultimate Edition of Dracula X, Nocturne in the Moonlight for the Sega Saturn. And so I'm going to go ahead and start a new game, and we'll talk about the history of this. And I want to show off a little gameplay today so you can sort of see the difference. So we're going to compare this a little bit to the regular Dracula X for the Sega Saturn. But there's a couple things. So the first thing on the menu that you'll notice, if you've never seen this before, is there is a new difficulty. There's a hard difficulty, but obviously for the sake of this, we're just going on normal, not to embarrass myself. And obviously the main menu is in English. All this is in English too, right? Because we live in such a special age. Let me get my name in here. And my name I know is one letter short, so I have to abbreviate it. I've played Symphony of the Night like 100 times. I know exactly that my name is one letter short. So I skipped the O. And then the Sega Saturn version also has the character select right here. The PlayStation, you just could take Alucard. Maria wasn't in it at all. Richter would be unlocked after you beat the game. So all of them are selectable right from the get-go in this version, and we're going to take Alucard just for this playthrough. So it's going to start right up, and one of the cool things about this version, you can start past the cinemas. So we will start past this, most of the cinemas, but this one I'll let go a little bit, so we can talk about this a little bit. Because this is pretty darn amazing. Like, amazing. So, there's a lot of love for this game. And obviously this version is way inferior to the PlayStation one still. I've talked about this before in my top 5 overrated Saturn games video, which you should go watch. Beep, beep, beep. That this is a very overrated game. The port is a terrible port. It's an absolutely terrible port. But there is some love for the game still. It is one of the best. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's definitely the best Castlevania game of all time, even this version. And so there's been a couple people that have worked on this version. The first one is, his name was Knight of Dragon. And he actually did an English translation patch to the game. So there was an English translation patch with maybe some minor other changes in the game or so. But then some guy, I don't know, maybe his real name's Paul, I don't know, Paul_Met, made an extended version. And what the extended version oh, I love the load screen. What the extended version was a lot of graphical fixes. And the big thing about it is it used the 4 meg RAM cartridge. So it used the 4 meg RAM cartridge to help with the transparencies, to load sprites. So the performance of the game was better. And if you know Symphony of the Night, Dracula X right now too, you can see Richter's actually in different clothes. He's got an alternate costume in this game, and he starts out in this alternate costume, which is pretty darn cool. You can get the original costume in there. How could I not make this first jump? Anyways, this is the secret area. So there was 2 different patched versions of the game. So before yesterday, essentially, you had to choose one of the patches. You could either choose the 4 meg RAM cartridge patch to make the game look a bit better, to add some transparencies back in, which actually, if you see the little box that just popped up when I picked up the items, it's transparent. And people, say Saturn can't choose transparencies, and they're dead wrong. Dead wrong. So you'll start to pick up little graphical improvements like right off the bat. And this is one right here. We're about to get to one. So this text box, and obviously the text and the voice acting, is completely transparent behind him. In the original, it's definitely that checkerboard, that signature checkerboard pattern.
And tribute. Tribute? You're a thief.
And the translation from this was actually taken from the PSP version of this game. There is a retranslated PSP version that came on, I believe it was called Dracula X Chronicles or something like that, for the PSP, the original PSP, and that's the basis for this. But, okay, I'll try to do this boss while talking and not die and not get hit. But you can definitely tell the differences already. The transparency on the screen, Dracula's like light pillar right there. Again, in the original version, it's just a solid color. All right, I'm already not to a good start. But you can't get a game over on this, by the way. So even if I distract myself by talking, I do know the patterns here. Anyways, so going back to the story, so a guy named Paul Met started a version that used the 4 meg RAM cartridge with a ton of graphical fixes in it to graphically make it closer to the PlayStation version. It's still not the PlayStation version. PlayStation version is still quite superior to this, but it's definitely, this is a step in the right direction. And there's only so much you can do, right? Like, this was a very bad port by Konami. It's Konami's fault. You can't totally rewrite all their programming or anything like that. But the thing was, like I said, there was 2 patches to the game, 2 different versions. You had to basically choose one or the other. Oh my god, there's so much slowdown here. No slowdown in the PlayStation one that I can remember. Oh yeah, I remember the sliding move. So there was 2 versions. You could either choose the English patch version or the better graphics. You had to choose one or the other. And Paul Met and Night of Dragon interacted on the Sega Extreme Forum once they both released their sort of patches on the game, and they did not get along. Obviously, people suggested that, hey, look at those I don't know, fire clouds right there. Those were transparent. Those were transparent. So they did not get along on the forums. People would suggest they work together and combine the patches, which would be sort of the ultimate patch. You know, English version with the improvements from Paul Met, the transparencies, and a couple of the things I'll point out during this, you know, quick 30-minute or so just play session with it. But they definitely did not get along. They had different philosophies for sort of hacking games. And so they didn't get along. So as far as I understand, I'm not 100% sure. As far as I understand, instead of working together in combining their patches, Paul Met just was like, okay, I'm gonna do an English patch myself. So that led to this version. So this is basically the extended version with all the graphical enhancements and everything, with a new English translation from the PSP version into the ultimate version. And that's what we have here. All right, I'm going to start past that. So I do have the 4 meg RAM cartridge plugged in. It does use it to load a little bit faster. If you did comparison shots or so, it definitely loads, you know, a second or 2 faster in most areas. So it's definitely noticeable. Oh, I love this. It's so nostalgic. So now we are back. So if you notice, his weapon, Alucard's weapon, is actually semi-transparent now. On the Saturn, it's not transparent. It's solid blue. And this guy, when you hit it, those clouds, half those clouds were the mesh transparency, the bad, you know, transparency that you couldn't really, that wasn't actually a transparency, you know, the checker pattern. But now they're transparent. It's a transparency in a Saturn game. What? It's so cool. So there's a lot of tiny little graphical details that we'll notice like throughout the playthrough. I'll try to point out the ones that I notice. You see that little window in the bottom is, you know, transparent too. For all the people that say Saturn can't do transparencies, it definitely can. You just have to do it right. You gotta use the VDPs correctly. and all that sort of stuff. And so, to me, it's this stuff like this is amazing because someone did this out of passion, right? This is pure passion. I'm just farming another level up. I'm not doing anything weird. Looking at the graphics. So even the smoke cloud, it's the same sprite as obviously the killing the wolf guy, but it's definitely transparent. It's not checkerboard anymore. But you will notice some things, like we'll go down to the mermaid down here. Some things are still not transparent, like the when you jump out of the water right here, that's still the checkerboard pattern. So that is not transparent, and obviously, I don't know the inner workings of, you know, the Sega Saturn and all that sort of stuff. I'm not a Sega Saturn tech savvy person. But obviously, you know, the water down there, obviously this is a transparency, right? But the wave when you jump up, it's still that checkerboard pattern, so that must have been something they could not fix, or maybe, you know, that could be in another iteration down the line or something like that. I don't know. But the biggest thing, I haven't even talked about the biggest thing yet, right? The biggest thing is the load times help the pause menu come up a little bit more. And the way the original works, the way to get to the map, is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. To get to the map, you actually have to pause it, and it takes a second or two longer than that to load, and then you press L. And I can't do it here. But then you press L and it takes you to the map. So it's a two-step process to get to the map. It's a two-step process to get out of the map too. And it, you know, it wastes like upwards of 6 seconds or so. Well, in this version, one of the super cool things about this version is that there's a shortcut to go directly to the map. So you press up and start at the same time. Bam, there's the map. And now, this is not as cool as the PlayStation version. This does not work as well as the PlayStation version, because the PlayStation version had the map loaded into its memory the whole time. So it actually overlaid it on the screen, which is way better than that. However, this is 1,000 times better than the way it is in the normal game. So you can bring it up with sort of just one button press and exit it, one button press. It's just not an overlay on the screen like the PlayStation one again, which is still the superior version. Sorry to say, but it's true. And again, look at that transparency behind the text box. It's amazing. There's some that they still couldn't do, by the way, like Death's Scythe when you first walked in. That was a transparent trail on the PlayStation. And when he exits this screen, I believe it was transparent too. But you'll see when he exits, it's the transparency's not quite there. So there is some limits to this. Like I said, it's not a perfect, hey, this is the PlayStation version now. But this ultimate version is definitely, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's a transparency on the PlayStation. But what I'm talking about is it's way better than the original Saturn version. This is a huge step into making the game better, combining these two sort of patches into one. Let's see if I can make this jump. I've made it before. Oh, nailed it. I got my weapon. And you can actually see too, I'll show you up top. I'm going to compare it with the original version. But Alucard's, you know, like shadow trail is actually transparency. In the Saturn version, especially right here, you could really tell that it was just mesh. It was just the, you know, the Saturn fake transparency mesh. But you could see on this that it's an actual real transparency. So it's a huge improvement. This is a huge improvement. And especially the load times. Like the load times, seriously, when you bring up the menu in the original Saturn version, you're waiting quite a while. At least a couple seconds more every time. Let's go ahead and save the game. In case I die, which is quite likely. I haven't played this in a while. So a lot of the stuff in the game definitely looks better. It's not quite the PlayStation level like this. Looks better. The original Saturn version, this was the mesh transparency again, the checkerboard. And even the, I don't know what you want to call it, the color behind the words when I just picked that up, it's completely transparent in this one. Looks utterly, utterly stunning. The checkerboards are everywhere. There's another transparency down there with the title. Alright, don't get a game over on the first room. Don't get a game over on the first room. It's been a while since I played. But, I mean, I have beat the game quite a few times, so let's see what I can remember and what I can't remember. We'll probably play for like, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, just to get, you know, just to get a good idea of the changes in this version. So in the equip screen, if you've never played the Saturn version, there's actually a holder hand there now. Alucard doesn't really have 3 hands, okay? That's fake news. But you can put stuff there like turkey or something, and then press L to use it. Button settings, window color, time attack. The time attack will tell you your time on when you defeat like certain bosses and stuff like that. Which is kind of cool, I guess, if you're going speed running it or something. Oh, that's a cool effect when that guy dies. That's a transparency. A new transparency. I'll take that for now. But I don't want it. Oh yeah, I can remember secret passages. I think this is health. Yep. Yeah, that blue, that weird blue effect when you get a fill up your like meter, it's very cheesy in this version. I don't think they could fix that. Another hidden room. Some more hearts. But this is one of the best games of all time, so, I mean, even though this is not the perfect version, this is definitely an upgrade. So I would highly recommend downloading it if you have access to being able to play it. So I'll link to the patch below. And, I know, like I said earlier, someone named Knight of Dragon did the I don't think I can... No. I gotta go this way. I did an English version and, you know, it was suggested they work together and, you know, they didn't really get along. So they did not work together, so... Mr. Paul Matt just did it all himself, so... if you think that's cool. If you think he's a jerk, he's a jerk, but this is amazing, so... he can be a jerk that did something amazing. But I think it was... I don't know. I think it was just like... Hey, we agree to disagree on, you know, how to go about fixing things, if that makes sense. But I'm not an expert on it, so please don't take my word for it. If you want any more details, maybe you can ask either one of them on the Sega Extreme forums. Okay, this is the first boss, if I remember correctly. And there's definitely a bunch of changes. When you download the ROM, the patch, it comes with a README file with tons and tons of notes about all the changes. There's tons of bug fixes and, you know, new graphics for a lot of things. I forget the special moves. I know there's special moves I could be doing right now to make this go faster. I've seen speedruns, but I do not know them offhand. Hope I don't get a game over on these guys. That would be embarrassing. Alright. Oh, I got one of them. Oh. I need to get down. Alright, I got him. Alright. That was easier than I remember. Let's see if this graphical will... Nope. This graphic is way better on the PlayStation. Those are sort of like... They trail into a transparency. That's one of the noticeable graphic effects that looks terrible on this version. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Let's see if I have the readme up while we play this. Alright, I do have a lot of it, so... Obviously everything's translated to English. It's got restoration of a lot of transparencies, which we've seen a little bit of. The direct map access, we know. There's been some tweaks on the map too, I guess. Richter's alternate costume. You can start past the cinemas. Some of the sprites in this version too, I guess, were misproportioned. I've never played through the entire Saturn version. Like I said before, it's very inferior to the PlayStation one, so even though I'm a Saturn homeboy, a huge Saturn fan, there's really no reason for me to play through it. An inferior version, even if it's on my favorite system of all time. I forget what's down here. I think this goes down to where we were before. Oh yeah. Yeah. But I think I want to go back. Yeah, I don't want to go down there. Gotta get used to moving backwards. There's some areas, I guess, where there was horizontal black bars on the screen, and those were removed to give a better sort of field of view. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure about exactly where those are or anything. Actually, I don't know if I want to go back up here. I'm actually... Oh, no, I do. I think I do. I do. And now the Saturn version does have, if you're not familiar with it, it does have some exclusive areas, some exclusive enemies. Again, I don't like to harp on the negatives, but the exclusive areas and the exclusive enemies are absolutely terrible. They're not very good. I'll go to one of the areas. I think I remember where one of the areas is. And just the enemies look so bad. You'll see when I get there. If you've never seen. If you know, you know. There's also a couple new weapons. Or a couple new items, not just weapons. So there's like 3 exclusive Saturn items. 3 or 4, I think. Oh yeah, this is the weapon I want. The jewel. Oh yeah, jewel is money. That's my jam. Yeah, that's a cool transparency when they die. Right there, that cool effect. The fire's all transparent. But the Saturn can't do transparencies. Yes, it can. So how did some guy named Paul, working on a passion project, know how to do that and Konami didn't? You know what I mean? Like, it shows you how bad this port was and how bad Konami botched it. Like, this could have been like the ultimate Castlevania game, period, on the Sega Saturn. Take a little time with the new enemies and the new areas. But nope, they borked it. It's forever borked. However, this is definitely a step in the right direction. This is pretty darn ballin'. And the patch just released yesterday, as of January, I guess January 1st it released. So Happy New Year! Happy New Year to Castlevania fans! This area looks about the same. I don't see any graphical differences. Again, there's transparencies right there on the text boxes. So there's definitely a lot of just, you know, just random sort of stuff. And now, I don't know if this is a single patch and Paul's gonna move on to, you know, next projects, or if there's gonna be revisions to this. I'm not sure if he's quite said that yet. But I would imagine, I mean, he knows what he's doing with the Saturn hardware, so if something's not able to be done, then it's probably never able to be done at this point. But that's just me guessing. I have no facts to back that up. Oh yeah, the marionettes. Oh, get off of me! Jeez. Oh, that's a different death animation. They do not die like that in the PlayStation. Look at, what the heck? It's like they're going down a toilet. I think, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I think they blow up in the PlayStation version. Like the body parts blow up? Am I not remembering right? Alright, this, I believe this gets us Spirit Orb. Yeah, you can see the text didn't line up there, so there's definitely still some graphical flaws in there. I believe this lets you see the damage we do to enemies. So, this is good. So I wonder... Okay, we need to backtrack, I'm pretty sure, but I do want to... Let's peek at one of the exclusive Saturn areas. It's right down here somewhere. This guy does a lot of damage from what I remember. Die! Oh! I thought he was gonna die. So I might die. This is not good. Yeah, and as you yeah. That's what the Spirit Orb did. So we can see the damage we're doing now to the enemies. This is the flying guy, right? Oh no, it's not. Oh, look at these ghosts. Or whatever they're called. They're completely transparent. Look at that. Completely transparent. Transparent sprites. Transparent. Okay, I'm gonna die. That's amazing. Those are completely transparent. I forget what they look like in the original version, if they're just a solid color. I don't think they're checkerboards. Okay, I'm so dying. Okay. So this way is death. This way is... Oh, I'd take that. This way is the new area, so... Alright, let's do this. Do I have a healing item, though? This area is so... cringe. Oh, so you put the thing in your hand or whatever, your third hand, and then you press the button to pop it out. Alright, so we got health. Have anything else? Resist Thunder. Monster Vial. Okay. Alright. This is one of the Saturn... Maybe I'm remembering wrong, actually. Nope. This is it. Look at these sprites. Look at those sprites. Those sprites look like they were done in Microsoft Paint. Oh my god, what the... Get off of me! Okay, yeah, go, Oh, those guys come back. Really? Look at these sprites, how bad they are! They look like they're done in... Oh god, I'm gonna die! Oh god. This area is so cringe. I should not be here. But I do want to show off this next enemy. It's so... Look at the sprite. Look how bad that is. It looks like it was done in an intern in Microsoft Paint. Oh my gosh. I believe this is a dead end at the end, so I'm not going to go to the end. I'm going to try to get out of here alive. But look at these sprites. They're so bad. And these are the Saturn exclusive... Oh... things. And so that's why I say this version is overrated. Like, yes, it's got some unique things, but the unique things are terrible. Okay, we need to backtrack. I'm gonna play for a few more minutes. Let's try to get to what is it? The clock tower? Meet Maria. Those look so good. Those look so good right there. Dracula X / Symphony of the Night has one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, too. I'm totally vibing to this music. I gotta be careful here. This guy does a lot of damage. It would help if I threw the jewels in the right direction. I mean... I'm running on empty. Hey! Need some hearts. Alright, so what are your thoughts about this patch in the comments below? Have you played this game before this patch? You think it's that big of a difference? I can definitely tell the difference. The transparencies are definitely... The text boxes and everything are... noticeably much, much better. I'm not having luck getting up that. Oh, don't kill me with your ribs, man. I want no baby back ribs. I mean, the game does feel real good on the Saturn controller. That is one good thing about the game. I mean, honestly, everything feels good on the Saturn controller. Not that I mind the PlayStation controller. And actually, this game is ingrained to me on the PlayStation controller. Like in my brain. Alright, let's give her a save. So I think we went over basically everything on this patch. You know, it's definitely the ultimate version so far, for sure. It's definitely inches it a little bit closer to the PlayStation version. Not it's not quite as good still, for obvious reasons, but you know. All right, this is
Wait, are you human? What are you doing here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Likewise. I'm Maria. And you are?
Alucard.
Well, if you're a better swordsman than a speaker, perhaps I'll see you again. Farewell.
Mysterious. Who is Maria? Dun dun dun. And going through the notes too, there's a lot of transparencies fixed in the background, but even a lot of weapons too. A lot of weapons like Alucard's initial sword when we first started the game. The transparency was worked back into that. So it's not just limited to, you know, the backgrounds or anything like that. It's mostly the sprite work. Nope, nope, not gonna hit me. Still got my jewel. Nope, I don't want this. That'll open up this passageway on the floor, but no, 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 no. We're not gonna play much longer, so I'm not gonna bother with that. I think if we keep going this way... I think this is... So that's the jewel that we need to buy from the library. That's where we want to go. That's where I'll stop. Let's go to the library. If I can make it without dying. Another monster vial. Drink it. Oh, that's that like smoke at the the feet? I don't know what you want to call it. That's all transparent now too. Wow, there's some amazing work in this game. And I've played the extended edition before, after I actually made my video, Top 5 Overrated Saturn Games, and named Dracula X as one of the most overrated Saturn games. People did tell me in the comments that, hey, there's these 2 fan patches. Oh, no. Yeah, that stone effect is way better on the PlayStation. No! I can't. Alright, I'm gonna need to take drastic measures. Okay, didn't work. Yeah, I gotta hit his head, don't I? Nailed it. And yeah, people commented on that video saying, you know, check out the patches, which is great. So I don't mean that as a negative. I mean it as a positive. That's why I ask questions in my videos, like, hey, you know, these are some of my favorites. What are yours? Because, you know, they might name something I never tried before. And so I went and tried the patches, right? And it was all for naught. Because then the ultimate version came out. And this is the ultimate version. Yeah, I don't know if that rain's any different. Oh, that guy. I thought he made like fire on the ground or something. Okay. Should I even kill this guy? What is behind him? This is annoying. Oh, I know what's behind him. That's a cool effect. That was transparent. Oh, yes. I know what this is. It's a turkey, right? Wait, how do I do this? I forget. I'm gonna look real dumb if I'm doing this wrong. Wait, just wait. It's all coming back to me. Or not. Oh, it worked! Jewel knuckles. And a mirror. And armor. Curious. That is not very good. Well, it's not that much better, I should say. But I really like fist weapons in this game. Reinforced jewel knuckles. Wow, that's a huge bump to attack. The best weapon in the game is in the inverted castle. When... I can't go through there. When you get to the inverted castle, go straight... Oh, I forget where, actually. I think it's the library. There's an enemy in the library where you can get a sword. It's called... I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember the exact name. I do not have a photographic memory, okay? I'm not Johnny Millennium. I love little touches like this in the game. With the, like, bird nest down there. Oh, I remember this. I think I need to do this, actually. How do I do this? I forget. The oarsman. Oarsman on the water. Anyways, the sword, I don't know. I call it the ramen sword. It's like Kusama Rama Renin or something like that. It's like a wind sword, but it's like it's easily the best sword in the game. It's farting insane. Okay, I think I'm done down here. The library's up, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I want double jump. My heart wants double jump. There's not much different in this area, doesn't look like. Wow, this weapon is this is good. As a save point. Yeah. Save point. So there's a lot of bug fixes in this game too, obviously. And not just fixing his bugs, fixing bugs in the actual, you know, Konami's code, Konami's game. He did bug fixes too, so. Again, that lends itself. Is this my clone? It is. I remember this. I love that effect back in the day. Oh, you could see it like clipping on top of the screen. Do you see that? Oh, I think jump attacking is the way to get this guy. Yeah, he's not doing a lot of damage to me anyways. Gets sucked in there and ripped apart. Oh, I wish that effect was better. Looks so cheesy. And obviously this also added in the hard mode. Is that better? I don't think it is. Not even close. Stay with the knuckles. Knuckles. Sonic and Knuckles. A little bit of slowdown in this area. Is this it? Let's check it out. I don't know. We're probably going to stop at the library. I've been playing for about 30 minutes or so. You know, it's definitely pretty cool. I think easily the best. Yep, long library. Easily the best thing in the game is the quick map like that. And I guess some of the map wasn't right before, and he filled in some of the blocks properly. The notes say, or something to that effect. I'm just going by the notes and what I know, so I could be telling you wrong information. But that's cool. No, it's not. It's up. Let's go meet Mr. Librarian. I forget his name. Alfred. Alright, he's gonna be a Dumbo. There's some shadows. Oh, those guys are transparent. Oh, I hate Curse. Come on, come on. Okay. You guys are gonna be annoying. Anyways, in the background you could see some of that checkerboard pattern still. The shadow of like the bookshelves going by. So that is still a checkerboard pattern. I love how those books get destroyed. They like spew out like words, or I don't know, like letters or something like that. It's awesome. I want to say this is a dead end with an item. Aha! Fairy scroll. Ouch. Lots of slowdown right there. Nothing they can do about that. That is Konami's fault. It's not Paul's fault. Ooh, strawberries. Mmm. Healthy. What did the fairy scroll do? I don't remember. Is it my fairy familiar? Oh, display the enemy's name. Oh yeah, down at the bottom. In that cool, transparent window that the Saturn can't do. Honestly, I don't remember if I'm going the right way. I'm pretty sure I am. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Alright.
It's been a long time, old one.
Eh?
That's kind of
Why,
rude.
it's Master Alucard. Come to visit, have we?
I need your help.
Oh, but young master, I could never betray the good count.
You won't go unrewarded.
Really? In that case, just tell me what you need.
That's a pretty easy bribe right there. Actors? What is actors? Alright. So, the jewel we need... Whoa! There's Japanese in the background. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, that got me flustered. So the Jewel of Open will open those blue doors. What else was there to buy that I should buy? I don't even know. Enchanted library card. That teleports you here, I think. I don't think I should buy any weapons. I can't afford the good weapons. Oh, there's a map. Where is it? Joseph's Cloak, too? It's pretty cool. Joseph's Cloak lets you edit your cloak, like, colors. It's awesome. Map. And these are the special moves, so you can buy them to learn the special moves. Oh. That's cool. I don't think that's in the PlayStation version. I could be completely wrong. It's been such a long time since I played. Alright, so I'm going to go to a save spot, but that's going to be it for now. So do I have... let's check the map. Yep, there we go. So now it's partially filled in because we bought the map from old SpongeBob over there. So I'm going to go find a save spot. And I think that's going to be it for the video. I think I showed off the updates in a pretty good way. If anyone wants to see anything else, let me know. The link to download this is going to be down below if you want to download it and try it yourself. Just make sure the patch to patch the game to the ultimate version, you need to have the ROM of the original version. Like, you can't have one of the other patched titles and patch it. This needs the original ROM with the 2M in the title in parentheses, or the patch won't run. So just make sure you get the original correct ROM. And then, you know, obviously you have to have the capability to play this too. So you have to have an ODE or a Sadiator or something like that. Those enemies look really good. Their transparencies looks phenomenal. Actually, I did that by accident. Where's the closest save point? I guess it's back down to where it came from. There might be one in this library here, but I do not remember, so I'm just gonna backtrack. Ooh, it's not ready for that. So make sure you get the right version of the game. It's definitely an upgrade. It's definitely a noticeable upgrade. And I'm very thankful for sure that people out here... Is there one up? I think there's one up. Let's go up a little bit. There's one right up here. It looks like... Nope. You ain't gonna get me. I'm very thankful that the Saturn does have people... Alright, with this weapon, I don't know if I can deal with this guy. But that can, even with the slowdown. I'm very thankful that there's people that love the Saturn as much as me and work on stuff like this. Because I hated these guys in the original version. But these Knuckles... Alright, it says there's a save point right over here. Oh no, it's not a save point. It's the teleporting thing. Oops. I tried to bring up the map. I pressed 1 too early. So it was a scorpion and the horse. Where is the horse? The horse is right by a save point. So we'll stay as a horsey. So I'm going to make a video about, you know, Saturn, you know, unreleased Saturn games, homebrews and stuff like that. Eventually get some, you know, high quality footage of them. There's not much out there. So hopefully you stay tuned, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. And I thank you for watching the Castlevania Ultimate Edition.